Hi all. Hi everyone, wherever you are. Hope you're enjoying the festivities, the festive season. Welcome to my new series. It's called the Language Series. I'll be teaching my wife how to speak Umbundu, and I hope that you guys will be joining me on this journey, so that you guys can also feel free to learn, should you want to learn as well, and be part of this new experience of teaching my wife how to speak Umbundu. And such a great opportunity that it also gives me a chance to sort of improve my vocabulary of Umbundu as well. So yeah, stick with us and let's make this thing become a breakthrough. Cheers. I'll be teaching my wife. I decided to teach my wife my native language, which is Umbundu. So I'll be teaching her Umbundu, how to speak the language, Umbundu language. She knows a few basics here and there. So today's episode is basically touching on the greetings, the introductions, the smaller final words, how to get around and stuff like that. And then as the journey progresses, you guys can then stick around with us, and then we'll go ahead. Two objectives for basically for this language series of the Umbundu series, but in particular, I'll be teaching a couple of languages. I actually have a list of 3 languages to teach. So if you guys find out what are those 3 languages, one of them is already Umbundu, so the other 2, stick around. I'll tell you guys at the end of the show. So the 2 objectives. Objective number 1 is, of course, to teach my wife my native language. That will also allow us, to code switch whenever I want to, speak a bit of Ubuntu in public and not always English and stuff like that. So it'll be good to teach her a new language. Of course, I also know her language already.
Well, yeah, 60%. You're
No,
better than me.
80% basically.
Maybe it's 60.
80.
Okay.
Understanding, actually understand. I would say probably
You should understand
95%.
the language, my love.
I understand 95% understanding. Speaking,
Maybe
I would
understand
say
80%. No, 70%. Because
no,
you only
70%,
understand
oh,
Oshikwanyama, my love.
exactly. That's your
But
language.
if
right?
if I speak another, what is this? Shimbalantu and Oshikwambi, you don't really understand.
Yeah, no, Shikanyama is I think is the most popular Shombo language, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
But they
so-
also teach it in schools. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Shikanyama and Oshindola.
And the thing is, Shikanyama, I think it's similar to Rukwangali.
Yeah.
So I speak Rukwangali as well. So that's why I think I understand Shombo. Not I think. Growing up in Venduk, so you sort of like mingle around with a lot of people. So that's how I actually picked up Oshiwambo as well. And once upon a time, I also knew how to speak Damaranama because I was my primary school was in Awas Primary School. For you guys that know where Awas Primary School is, of course, that's how I sort of learned the language. So objective number 1, learn a new language. Add to her list of languages that she knows. How many languages do you know?
Maybe we're not going there. We are not going there. Go to objective number 2.
And objective number 2, it's also closer to my heart as well. Objective number 2 is basically what I'm trying to do as well is try to add to this digital knowledge of languages on the internet. Because one thing I've picked up as well that I've noticed on my side, of course, it's like my language, particularly Umbundu as well, it's not easily accessible online per se. So me doing these videos and stuff like that is sort of like also adding on to that knowledge as well, building a database of languages.
With different
For
languages.
different languages. So maybe there might be somebody out there also want to learn this Umbundu language, somebody that's interested, then they also get to type in.
And maybe just if I can add on languages is, it's I think with the move with AI and all of this technological advances, it's important that different languages are considered. And I think most of our African languages are actually not part of that discussion.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we kind of help steer and
100%.
champion our languages being out there.
100%.
And then the second thing, I think it's also for generations to come. You want the next generation, our children and their children and their children's children to know and understand the language. Because I think it's not enough to just understand the language. Because if you can't speak it, then you can't teach it to the next person, because you don't speak it, but you understand it.
100%.
And so that's why it's important, and I challenge everybody to try and really improve their speaking and understanding of their vernacular languages. one of the things that we have started doing is, instead of praying in English, because we usually pray in English when we eat and when we pray other times, and now we've actually challenged ourselves to pray in our vernacular languages, just so that we can really create a culture of speaking our languages more. Oh yeah.
Well done.
Why am I getting it wrong? Wait, hold on. Ta 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 ta. Yeah.
Awesome. That was greatly summed up. So let's dive into into the Umbundu language. So maybe just to give it a bit of a background. For those that don't know the Umbundu language. Where is the Umbundu language? I don't want to use the word from. So I would say, where is the Umbundu language spoken? Because if we use the word from, it's deep. It comes from far. It goes from far away from the country I'm about to mention. So it's a deeper history, which I'm not going to touch on right now. It needs more extensive research. I want to give false information, but I'll probably touch on some time as well. But if you can also do a Google search, Wikipedia, it will also show you where it's from. But the Umbundu language is a language that's spoken in Angola, predominantly spoken in Angola, central part of Angola, and the southern part of Angola. So that's where the Umbundu language is spoken at. So there's a tribe called the Chimbundu people. So I am a Chimbundu. My dad is a Chimbundu. So that's how I speak. I speak the language. And here in Namibia, so it's widely spoken, or you find the Chimbundu speaking people. You find them predominantly around the northeast part of Namibia, so particularly in Kavango region. Now we have two of those regions, which is Kavango West and then Kavango East. I'm from Kavango East, so that's where I'm from. So that's where you find also a lot of Umbundu speaking people around in Namibia as well. And then I think maybe if you also go to the northern part of Namibia as well, like Shakati, you might also find some Umbundu speaking people there as well. So that's a brief history of where the language Umbundu is spoken. So basically, I'm gonna teach my wife how to speak Umbundu. We're gonna touch on the smaller introductions, how to greet, and all those stuff. So we're gonna start off with the greetings. So how the first one, of course, is the good morning. So how do you say good morning in Umbundu? So from what I've noticed, there are two variations that people use the most. There are two variations. So I'm gonna try as much as to teach her the Umbundu variation, and then there's a slight variation, which is a mixture of Portuguese. And then also a disclaimer: I'm not an Umbundu English teacher. I'm not a professional in the language, but I teach what I can. And then,
but it's your language.
With teaching, you get to know it's my language. Yeah, exactly. So it's my language.
Fine.
So
you don't
that
need to
kind
be
of
a professional, my love. It's cool. Okay.
So greeting number one: how do you say good morning in Umbundu? So the Umbundu one, which most people don't use the most, but which is the one I want to teach you, is so good morning. You would say omele iwa.
Omele iwa.
Omele iwa. Omele iwa. So it's basically
Iwa, like why?
Omele iwa.
Iwa.
Yeah.
Like this, ne? Which is basically good morning.
Good morning in Umbundu. So that's version number one.
Okay. Is this to an elder or just anybody?
No, that's just normal. So
general,
yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
And
then the most popular one that people use, which is a combination of Portuguese, is Mbondia. Yeah, Mbondia. So there's an accent. So if you say Mbondia for a Umbundu speaking person, the accent is different. But I think for a Portuguese speaking person, I think it also has a different accent. So for us, I think it's a bit subtle. Mbondia. Good morning. Yeah, so it's good morning. So then omele iwa, Mbondia. And then if you maybe come in a household, they're like omele iwa. Then they also report omele iwa. And then if it's an elder, then so you are obviously a young person. You come to an elder, you greet them. You say omele iwa, and then they also greet you back omele iwa. And then they would say ndati walali. Ndati is how are you? Sort of like short for how are you? Did you sleep well? Ndati walali. Or ndati walali. Ndati walali. Yeah. Say it first.
Ndati walali.
Yeah.
Which basically means how are you?
How are you? Did you sleep well?
Okay.
Walali. Did you sleep well? Or walale. Yeah, walali is more plural. Walali, plural, which is Yeah.
Walale.
Or walale.
Mm-hmm.
Walale is singular.
Singular.
Yeah, walale chiwa. That's what some people would complete it. So walale chiwa, or just some will just stop ndati walale. They'll just stop at walale, but some would add the word chiwa. Do you sleep good?
Yes.
Yes. Ndati walale chiwa. Then you would respond ndalale chiwa. Ndalene.
Ndalale chiwa. And then I'll say dalene,
Yeah.
which basically means and you.
Yeah, that's of an elder.
Okay.
Or if it's a peer, you would say endalale chiwa ove.
A peer is ove,
Yeah.
and then an elderly is dalene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dalale chiwa ove. I slept well, and you?
Okay, so
Yes.
this is elder. Guys, I'm taking notes. And then ove is peer. Okay. Sorry, so I just want to make sure I get it correctly.
Let's start from the top. Let's greet each other.
Yeah, let's start from the no, but I just want to Omeleiwa. Okay, so who's the elder?
I'm the elder.
Okay, I'm coming to your house. Omeleiwa.
Ewa melewa ndati walali. Ndati walale. So an elder can either greet you with also the same respect, or they can just use the singular. They can greet you in plural or in singular. So they'll say ndati walali or walale.
Okay, and then ndalele chiwa.
Ndalale.
Ndalale.
Yes, ndalale, not ndalele.
Okay. Ndalele. What? Ndalale. Ndalale chiwa. I need to say it in the proper accent. Say it. Okay, say it. No. I touch your elbow. Okay, no, say, okay, no, let's start over. Okay, let's start over. Omeleiwa.
Omeleiwa. Ndati walale.
Ndalale.
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 Don't pull it like the shwambo, you know.
Oh, okay.
I
know. Okay, wait.
It's a bit short.
Okay.
A bit short. Ndalale. Ndalale chiwa. Ndalene.
Ndalale chiwa. Ndalene.
Good, you're getting there.
Ndalale chiwa. Ndalene.
Yes.
Ndalale chiwa. Ndalene. Okay, let's say it again.
Song.
Let's Omeleiwa.
Omeleiwa. Ndati walale.
Ndalale chiwa. Ndalene.
Tutwalale chiwa. Apale shitangi. Yeah.
Ndalale chiwa.
That's it. Now
you
you are the elder now. I'm
okay.
coming into your household, so
greet me.
Yeah, I'll greet you. Bon dia, Bimbo.
Bon dia.
So that's the other version. Bon dia, Bimbo. That's now good morning in the house.
Yeah.
Boys. I think Embo. You guys have a
Embo is house.
Yeah. So
Eumbo.
Yeah.
So Shifanyama is Eumbo.
Almost the same, yeah. Imbo.
Okay.
In Shumbri is Imbo.
Imbo.
Yeah.
Okay, Imbo. Okay, sorry.
Bon dia, Bimbo.
Bon dia, Ndati. Ndati Chiwa.
Yeah, you can say Ndati. I mean Chiwa. Ndalene.
I can never say Ndati Chiwa because
Chiwa
Chiwa means.
Say Ndati Chiwa. So if you say Ndati, if you want to use the word Chiwa, then you must add the morning or evening or afternoon word. For example, Ndati walale Chiwa. Walale Chiwa. If you slept well. Yeah. Or Ndati wasala Chiwa.
Like basically,
how was your day?
Good, yeah.
Wasala is afternoon.
Yeah.
Or you can use it for evening as well, basically referring to how was your day in the afternoon.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just asking basically how are you, which is basically
Dati.
just
Or you can say Dati. Yeah, you can say Dati.
Dati walali.
Yeah, that's now in the mornings.
Okay.
But in the afternoon, you can just say Dati.
No, let's just finish good morning, my love.
Yeah.
And then we can go to afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get this right. I don't even want to look at my book. Okay, greet me.
Bon dia, Bimbo.
Bon dia. Ndati.
Chiwa. Ndalena.
Ndati. Chiwa.
Yeah, it also say Chiwa.
Yes.
Chiwa is good. Did you write down Chiwa?
Yeah, Chiwa is good. Ndati is basically.
That is how are you?
How are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ndati. Okasi Chiwa.
Chiwa.
Okasi Chiwa. Or you can say Okasi Ndati Okasi Chiwa. Like, how are you? Are you fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ndati, how are you? Okasichiwa, are you fine? So basically, I'm asking you one question in one line.
Ndati, kasi,
Okasichiwa.
okasi, chiwa.
Yeah.
Which means?
Ndati is obviously how are you?
Yeah.
Okasichiwa. Okasichiwa, are you fine?
Oh, how are you?
No, are you fine?
No, the full word that is how are you, and then okasi chiwa is
are you fine?
Are you fine?
Yes.
So I think my confusion sometimes is different people greet me differently.
Yes.
So when they greet me, I get confused because
yeah.
You told me, or at least I know, is like, you know, bondi,
yeah.
Even yeah. And then I know ndati walali.
Yeah, so there's a lot of variation.
Yeah, so but when people like change to ndati or kasi chiwa, then I'm like, you're gone. I'm like, this is new information. I don't know what to say.
So that's the thing. With Umbundu, the morning greetings are not, I would say, one version. There's always multiple versions, and some of them are either some people shorten the words, or some people add some bit of context to it, like the ndati or kasichiwa. I'm adding some more context to it. Ndati, I can just say ndati, and then we leave it there, then you respond. Or I can then say ndati or kasichiwa. I can add some context to it. Then, but it's all the same thing. They're all still asking you how are you, basically. At the end of the day, yes.
Okay.
So okasichiwa is just an emphasis of emphasis on good. Are you good?
Yeah.
How
and
are
then I just respond chiwa.
Yeah, you respond chiwa.
Yeah.
Ove, if it's your peer. Ove. If it's an elderly, yes.
Okay.
So the good morning. So people can come to you and be like that. Manaiwa, walale. They can come to you, like I can come to you.
Yeah, it's true. I think there was an auntie.
So an elder
that greeted me like
can
that.
come to you and be like, "Manaiwa, ndati walari." You see, I have so many contexts.
Oh.
And say, "Good morning.
Yeah.
How are you? Do you sleep well?"
Just let me breathe, please. I know you can read all three things at the same time.
You are confused.
Confused. Oh, like I think there was an auntie that greeted me once like this, and I'm just like, because I've memorized the things. I'm like, this is new. I don't know what you're asking me. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so as I can teach you all the words, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but there's those variations. But as soon as I hear chiwa, then I know that. On ndati, I know that somebody is somehow asking me whether am I good, am I fine.
So it's always that, yeah. So I think the morning ones is the one that has so many variations.
Okay.
So can we go to the afternoon?
Yes.